Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Ari. We have another episode for you today in the Law of One series, the 3 parts of the healing training process. And in the last episode, we talked about the 2 types of people who can heal. Now we're going to go a little more in depth into the healing training process according to Ra. So this quote is from the Law of One, Book 1, page 84 to 85. Quote unquote, "Firstly, the mind must be known to itself. This is perhaps the most demanding part of the healing work. If the mind knows itself, then the most important aspect of healing has occurred. Consciousness is the microcosm of the Law of One. The second part has to do with the disciplines of the body complexes. In the streamings reaching your planet at this time, these understandings and disciplines have to do with the balance between love and wisdom in the use of the body in its natural functions. The third area is the spiritual, and in this area, the first two disciplines are connected through the attainment of contact with intelligent infinity." This is all very interesting. I'm going to go more into depth into this quote, but as you can tell from the last episode, a lot of the healing has to do with these streamings, the in-streamings of the energy to this planet, and the contact with intelligent infinity, and basically becoming a channel of the energy of intelligent infinity to do the healing. So the first part of the healing training process, the mind must be known to itself. And according to Ra, this is the most important part of the healing training process. This has to do with our consciousness. This has to do with our awareness, becoming more aware of our thoughts, becoming more aware of our mind, of our subconscious mind. And this is basically, and it's a lot easier said than done. They said that this is the most demanding and difficult part, but it's basically connecting your attention, connecting your awareness, connecting your conscious mind with your unconscious mind, becoming more aware of all the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you've been suppressing, that have just been lurking beneath the surface. Beneath the surface of your mind is like an iceberg. And there are many ways to do this, many ways to make your mind known to itself. Meditation, yoga, exercise, contemplation, writing, journaling. And these are just ways that have worked for me that I'm sharing, but there are a lot more ways. If you just try, through trial and error, you can find a lot of them. And it's very interesting how Ra says at the end that consciousness is the microcosm of the Law of One. Consciousness is kind of like the world, or one of the worlds that the Law of One inserts itself into. It's just a very interesting way to phrase that, and something that I'll continue to think about as I do this series. The second part of the healing training process has to do with the disciplines of the body complexes. So the first part had to do with the mind. This is basically making the body known to itself. You're balancing the body between love and wisdom in all of the body's natural functions. And again, this has to do with the streamings of energy that are coming to this planet. I know this all sounds very fantastical and science fiction-like, but there are literally streamings of energy coming to this planet that we have to basically harness and use to balance between love and wisdom, which are kind of the dimensions that we're evolving up to. And those are the 4th and 5th density, which we'll be talking about definitely in future videos, future podcasts. And this all is a battle of awareness. This requires being more aware of your body. This requires being more aware of the subtle energy. This is subtle work. This is a little difficult work. It's not as important as the first step, which is the mind must be known to itself. So the awareness and consciousness is always the most important. But this is going to be working with subtle energies. This could take some time. This could take some practice, discipline, and consistency. And then the third step, the spiritual part of the healing, which is connecting these first 2 disciplines, becoming more aware of the mind. The mind must be known to itself, and then being more aware of the disciplines of the body complexes and mixing them together, intertwining them to the attainment of contact with intelligent infinity. That's all really healing is. Healing is connecting yourself with the energy of intelligent infinity. And that energy of intelligent infinity is really just your higher self. It's not your ego that heals. The ego does not heal. I want to be very clear about this. The ego is not going to heal. It's the energy of the intelligent infinity that heals. All you are doing is basically, the goal here is to become a channel. Healing is just becoming a channel, a purified channel for that which the energy of intelligent infinity can flow through and heal all that it comes into contact with. And the energy of intelligent infinity is not going to flow through you if you are service to self. You need to be service to others. That is purifying yourself, and that is the 3-step system of this healing training process.